Alright, crafters, Oxide, we're on Oxide for the HCookie versus supervv. Who have I got? This is HCookie, top right of Oxide, and supervv in the bottom left. So, or supervv. I don't know, Evan's never bothered to tell me how he's saying that. Super W, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, low ground wall off for supervv. And HCookie with the high ground wall off. You know, in a TVT, I typically wouldn't even bother with a wall, to be honest. What's it going to keep out? It's not going to keep out a Reaper, so I generally just wouldn't bother. And, you know, a fierce amount of Terrans won't even, they won't actually Worker Scout, they'll Reaper Scout. Although, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. The gas has come down for supervv, which does tend to suggest there is going to be a pretty quick Reaper, but not crazy. Is this going to be a double racks, double Reaper? No, the gas isn't early enough. It's not early enough, I don't think. But we'll see. It is going to be the double racks. So this could be the 3 Reaper build. This was the build invented by Bjorn. And nobody does it quite like Bjorn, to be honest. Bjorn, if you're unaware, if you've never watched any pro StarCraft, Bjorn's one of the best Terrans in the world, famous for his micro, and he personally caused the Reaper to be nerfed twice because people just couldn't beat his Reapers. He was just so good at keeping them alive. Anyway, first Reaper is out for supervv, heading across the map, and it's a marine building for HCookie, so this could be trouble. A Reaper beats a marine pretty handily, what with its self-healing and grenade flickery. However, on the plus side, HCookie is building a factory, and a Hellion beats Reapers. So does have a couple of marines, and they're actually not in a bad position to catch the Reaper coming up the steps here. If you had both of the marines in that location, that'd be pretty sweet. So 2 Reapers are going to come in. Yeah, I don't know. In the production tab, both players are continuing to build workers. Reaper production still underway for supervv. So yeah, it's pretty non-standard to go building more than 3, to be honest. 4 Reapers could be trouble, but he has managed to lose one of them. I'm not really sure how you lose a Reaper to Marines. Did I miss it? Did something weird happen? How does that even work? I don't know. Now HCookie, I noticed, actually started building an add-on here, and as soon as I see these come in, I'm cancelling the add-on. I'm getting a Hellion out, or indeed a Cyclone, either one. Yeah, the Reaper standing still is pretty ugly to watch, isn't it? Because mech beats Reapers so easily, so a Cyclone would clean this up very, very handily indeed. Is supervv not really doing much in the way of micro, and if this marine actually is he going to get it? So HCookie actually, you know, you need, in general, you're not going to kill Reapers with marines as a general rule, so you need to pull the workers as well. You need to have the marines sort of firing from the back while the workers charge down the Reapers. But this is, to be honest, pretty sloppy micro. To now have lost several Reapers. 3 Reapers has he lost? Is that what's happened here? Because he was building a 4th Reaper. I'm sure. Oh, okay. So what is building here? A tank. The tank ends this. But look, HCookie this whole time not building workers. No workers in production. So even though he's got the base here, oh my god, there's nothing. No workers have been in production over it. What is happening in this game? Isn't just people not building workers? Is that what's happening? You know, okay, 1. I don't know. This is pretty lit factory. So supervv, if he's not careful, is going to find himself pretty far behind. No, I could have. Have I missed something else important? Oh no, I rewound quite far, didn't I? HCookie really lit on starting this mech. You know, he's got the gas in the bank. Really, some mech had to start as soon as you saw the Reapers. Start building something, a tank, a Cyclone. It doesn't matter. Start building a bunker, you know, so you can chuck your marines in it and protect your mineral line. The tank ends the Reapers. So yeah, I don't know about sieging it up. because the Reapers can kind of pounce on it and get pretty close to it. I'd prefer my tank unsieged. They actually do a higher rate of DPS unsieged. But anyway, HCookie needs to just get his economy back on track. He is quite a few workers behind. Now, if we look at total units lost, it's 11. So supervv has done a fair amount of damage for losing 3 Reapers. To be honest though, had HCookie been continually building workers throughout that episode, he wouldn't be behind at all. I don't know, yeah, because, well, maybe a little. But as it stands, supervv has got a significant army advantage and a significant worker advantage. But that army advantage is deceptive. There's only 1 siege tank here, whereas over on the other side of the map, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. I do not want to be the first Marine up that ramp. I don't know about you. But yeah, so HCookie, I would reposition this one. You don't need it there. This one will stop Reapers from coming up there. Here we go. So supervv gonna have a look and maybe changing his mind. He did scan, so he knows what he's pushing into. I mean, you definitely wouldn't push into that without the medevacs. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades. Has got combat shield, so that's something. Has got stim. But I think if I was him, I would be loading and flying into the men, and I would be landing here, out of range of all those siege tanks. The BC could change everything. Is supervv ready for a BC at home? Let's have a peek. There's no turrets, even though there is a eBay. No turrets in sight. So actually, given that the whole army's on the other side of the map, HCookie surely knows that, does he? I don't know if he does. He needs to find that out, because this BC could actually be having a great time on the other side of the map. Look how many siege tanks there are now. It's actually a pretty worrying amount. Unfortunately, a couple of them are over here. The BC's just dithering. It's not really doing anything. And that's a real shame. That was actually quite nicely done. Bear in mind, siege tanks can shoot further than they can see. So you can creep a siege tank to within range of another one. Siege it up and then drop a scan to give it the sight it needs. All these siege tanks back here are not protecting your front. No, the BCs are going to fly in. Let's see what they can get done. There isn't really anything here to deal with it, and supervv's pulling everything home. I don't know about that move down the ramp. I don't know that that went particularly well. So the trick with BCs, you've got to keep them moving, keep them running about, because they do shoot while moving. Don't fly over the Marines. That probably won't end that well for you. You know, stay back here, and you can actually take out all of this supply, and there isn't really much that supervv can do about it, because the BCs can be at the back here, and with the depots right on the edge like that, a little bit of targeting. You need to jump this one home. Don't lose it. Please jump it home. Don't send that back in. What are you doing? Look, you've got one with 550 health. Do not send the 46 health. That was pretty sloppy. He needs to jump this home. It's freaking me out. He's going to lose it. He's going to lose this BC, and really, you shouldn't. Teleport! Get it out of there! Oh, you have got to be kidding me with this. That is nuts out, isn't it? Like, now, you've got to say, supervv's target firing wasn't up to much. He did have Vikings in position. Sloppy control of the Ravens as well was pretty... you don't want to be losing those for free. Both players dropping thirds. This one over here, I'm not 100% clear on why, but that's where it is. No, yeah, has he actually got Yamato? Look, HCookie hasn't got a single upgrade in this game, and we're 11 minutes deep. Don't walk into there. Oh, that is heavy, heavy damage. There's actually a planetary in the natural, but no repair. The planetary could have, like, given that so much of this was already bruised from the siege tanks, the planetary could have had an absolute ball. As it is, like, because these aren't supported, these siege tanks could go down here and kill this, but they're not. That's not what they're doing. So this is far too defensive, HCookie. You need to research some upgrades. You need to have combat shield. You need to have Yamato for these battle cruisers, because they could clean up these tanks pretty easily, and then you're in excellent shape. land in the Viking to try and draw the friendly fire onto the other tanks. I quite like it. I'd like it more if there were BCs here right now, because that... Oh, where are they? I could have sworn I heard some BCs jump. So over here? Weird. Anyway, with Yamato, you can just one-shot these, but he doesn't have Yamato, and he's, for some reason, shooting buildings. Just doing the workers and doing the Vikings, because the Vikings are trouble. You cannot hide from the Vikings, you can hide from the Marines. But with Yamato, this is very, very fiddly setup indeed, and it does look like the Vikings are going to clean these BCs up in the end. Yeah, which is a little unfortunate. Now, worker supplies are even, but HCookie has lost this because all of the siege tanks were up here. You know, why? Why weren't the siege tanks in these locations ready to defend? But anyway, that's where they weren't. There are 38 workers mining at mineral patches here. Meanwhile, none mining over here. Now, with that said, there's 2.5k in the bank, but he's massively supply blocked. Mistakes were made for sure, but like seriously, the upgrades, this is killing me. Not a single upgrade in sight. And HCookie, you've got all that money in the bank. How do you intend to spend it when you've got one barracks, one factory, and one starport? You can't. And you're going to just lose these for free because your army's all the way over here. Move out. You know, and why was it over here and not here? Look how far away that is to defend. You know, here you could have been, here you could have been. I actually hit this person, okay. But here you could have been easily enough. So Super V can't believe his luck. He's scanning left and right, just verifying that there's no other expos. You know, and in a mirror matchup, you know that this is the state of your mineral line at home. So you can rightly guess that that's the state of your opponent's mineral line, and it pretty much is. Yeah, and HCookie's had, you know, enough money to rebuild this command center for days, and only now it goes down. This is not how to win a game, is it? It's not. So Super V with over a 100 army supply lead is eventually going to figure out that he can walk in here. I wouldn't have done that at all. I think I would have dropped the... You know, given how many siege tanks there are about, you would have been much better off throwing down a turret and using the splash damage from the other tanks with a turret here would probably obliterate at least one tank. But either way, he can just drop Marines out one at a time on top of these, which wouldn't be a bad shout. He's going to fly into the men, and that's also a pretty good shout. Kill a bunch of workers. That is all of the workers in the men dead. But yeah, dropping Marines out one at a time onto the siege tanks is actually a pretty slick move, because the splash damage from the siege tanks will, in fact, they'll just kill themselves. Oh my god, walking up that ramp though, that is not how to do that. Not that it matters. HCookie taps out, and it is GG.